Welcome to the Entertaining Stupid Podcast, a hobby and excuse for me and my friends to meet up and actually spend some time together. We'll ramble on and test the limits of how much time we can actually be in the same room with each other. Pull up a chair and join us.
It's province-wide and nobody's applied for it. It's like $6,000 for like 5 months or something, which is like not a lot of money. But he's like, oh, you should just apply for it anyway. And we'll just say that you're a college graduate. And it's like, nah, I'm not going to do that. I don't want you guys to get audited.
It's countrywide and no one's applied for it.
That's what I mean, though. So it's like they just have money sitting there to give away.
It's only $6,000 though. Like
it's still
what kind of project would you have to make though?
For 5 months,
that's pretty good. Like it's $1,200.
You just
$1,200
shadow a
a month.
producer and like.
Oh, that's not bad then. That's
stuff.
good experience.
I'm assuming that's what
Pass me my banana float. Yes, sir.
A banana float.
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. Well, we might as well start this off here.
Sure.
Welcome to the Entertaining Stupid Podcast. As always, it's me, Jason, and with me today are
Matty B.
And Christian.
And it's Christian's first time on the podcast.
Round of applause for our first ever guest.
Yeah.
Oh, you know. Clap, please.
Yeah. Welcome to the podcast.
Yeah, welcome. I think I texted Matt a little bit about some of the topics that I wanted to go through today, and I figured this was sort of the best crew to I guess talk about.
Probably for this topic in particular.
And what I want to touch on this podcast is sort of dating in general. Trying to go meet girls and sort of the changes that I guess are happening currently, because like with the advent of like Tinder, Bumble, and stuff like that, it's changed the whole dating dynamic.
Game changer,
entirely.
man. Yeah. Game changer. Yep.
Yeah, because like I mean, my brother would go to bars and you'd walk up and down the bar drinking and chatting up girls. And
Jeez, how old is your brother?
He's about 8 years older than me.
Oh, okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah, he's about 8 years older than me.
Is he 40?
Yeah.
And like that's what he did in his younger years, and then with the he's a computer programmer, so I think he modified the Tinder app so it automated all the all the responses and everything for him. So like he'd just leave his computer running for I think like a couple of days or something. It would automatically generate and message matches for him. So,
oh my god,
he hacked Tinder.
That's super smart. Wow.
Oh man.
But I just wanted to get you guys' opinion on sort of that thing. Like how do you guys feel about using Tinder or Bumble, or do you guys prefer like the old school going out to bars or what?
Well, you can start because you got a girlfriend.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're trying to gain some self-esteem and confidence, like using the app is a good thing. Like where you match with people and you're like, oh wow, that really pretty girl thinks I'm decently good looking enough for a match, right? So you're excited about that, but from a conversation standpoint, trying to get to meet them, it's pretty tough, in my opinion. It's very forced. It's just like you match, and then you almost, you just got to shoot a message out, but you don't know anything about them. And normally, I think, you want to be loose, and I don't know. It's the same thing, I guess, when you think about it, though, if you're going to a bar and you're meeting someone for the first time. But sometimes if you're at a bar or something like that, you might be loose with some alcohol or some drinks. And then in this instance, you're just like, hey, and then they go, hey, and then you just try to make a conversation out of nothing. It can be kind of tough, right?
Yeah.
That's just my opinion. I think there is pros and cons to it, right? Definitely. It's definitely trending towards that being a reality for most people. Like my cousin's getting married next year, and they met on Tinder and stuff like that. So it works definitely. It just depends on the situation, right?
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, for me, I lucked out. Just met my girlfriend at a bar. So.
Is that a weird thing to get it, the story of how you guys met was Tinder? I liked a girl's face or picture on Instagram.
All Tinder is. Yeah.
Here's something funny.
Yeah.
If I had met a girl on Tinder and I saw her enough that I'd bring her over to my house, because this is back when I lived with my parents, right? Mm-hmm. I would make up a story. I wouldn't say, oh yeah, I met them on Tinder. And I'd just be like, oh, I met them through a mutual friend.
Okay, because like that, I feel like when Match.com and Plenty of Fish started picking up steam, couples who met through that were very hesitant of saying, hey, we met through
There's
the
a
internet.
social stigma against it a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was just I was just thinking of how much that dynamic has changed. Where now mostly we use Tinder and Bumble and stuff like that. And we're meeting other people online essentially.
I think Tinder and Bumble, I'm gonna compare it. The most loose comparison ever is to it's like Shrek, and listen, Tinder and Bumble are like Shrek. When Shrek first came out, people loved it. People loved Mike Myers. People loved the animation, especially when it came out in like Shrek 3D. That was like probably the best 3D I've seen to date. Everything else.
Jackass 3D is my best, but that's beside the point.
Yeah,
beside the point.
Exactly. But as time goes on, or as time went on, Shrek just became the biggest joke, and people just started
he's a big meme now. Yeah.
No. If you go to Google right now and you type in any variation of Shrek, like Shrek, shrunk, shrook, you just get seriously. You just get like weird variations of Shrek, just the most. Whatever the internet can throw at you.
Yeah.
Just that's how I kind of. It's because Tinder's a big joke now, because I started using Tinder because my last long-term relationship was a couple of years ago, and it ended around the time Tinder started picking up.
Yeah.
And so I started using it, and then I actually got matches and would meet people, and I met someone like a month after or whatever, right? And then I did that Tinder thing for years and met a bunch of people, but now it's just become such a joke that people don't take it seriously
anymore. Yeah.
Most of the girls and that's why I kind of stayed off Tinder, went to Bumble more, because the girls have to message you, but there's a fucking loophole, because that's the whole thing, right? Girls have to message you first, because that must mean they like you. So girls will message you, hey, and then you say, oh, hey, how's it going? And then they just don't message you back. Yeah. It's just to keep that match, because it expires after 24 hours. That's the whole point.
Then what's the point of them just keeping the matches?
Because they want the match. You know what it is? I think it's almost like a collection. You're like, this cute guy is added to the collection now. I have all these cute guys. Well, it's just like I said, it's just a self-esteem and confidence booster, because you're all these good-looking girls or all these good-looking guys think I'm good-looking, so I feel better about myself. You go through it, but they don't really message you.
Collecting. Men.
Yeah, it's like you're collecting
They're
it,
playing
right?
Pokemon.
Pretty
Jesus
much,
Christ.
yeah. That's the way I see it. That's just the way I view it. I'm not saying that's
so
what it is,
they have this essentially they'll have all these matches in a collection. It's like back in the day when people had the Black Book. You have a little tiny pocket book full of.
I never had one, but.
Oh, I mean that's probably that's way.
I know
way
what you mean.
It's like a collection of cards or whatever.
There's
Yeah.
a whole movie based on that.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like online dating has its benefits, but I feel like everything's just becoming so, memey and driven as a joke that even people who really try to use that kind of stuff, you're not going to get a whole lot of results at the end of it. And I think personally, I view dating as a bit of a numbers game, right? You just gotta go out there and keep trying.
Well, that's really it, I think, right? It's just you got to keep failing until it works, right? That's really what it is. You're gonna strike out, but then you might hit a base hit or a home run, right? It just depends where you're going, right? So that Tinder, you can use that as it could be the same thing as you meeting someone. It just depends on how far you're willing to go, right? So
yeah, I think a lot of it though, any kind of dating, whether it's Tinder or Bumble or just going out and meeting people or trying to even at the gym. So that's a place I try to meet women.
Okay.
But first I have to get them to look me in the eyes. That's kind of my biggest thing. But honestly, I think it has to come down to more of how you carry yourself than anything.
I think a confidence plays a big role.
I think the biggest thing is the hardest part isn't asking the person out on Tinder and then getting a yes. The hardest part is actually getting someone committed to going on that date with you.
God,
that's the hardest part.
It's ridiculous.
How many times have you guys been stood up?
I've never. Oh, okay.
I got stood up about 4 times, I think.
I feel like in order to tell any kind of story where I've been stood up, I have to preface it with a whole just background to have it make sense. But I do have a story though.
Okay, sure.
Go
ahead. Bring it.
I was at the gym, right? And oh man, it's so hard without context. But anyway, so I was at the gym, and this girl had come up to me at the squatting rack. I think I told you this story, Matt. And she was asking me, "How do you squat? How do you do squats?" I'm like, "Fucking bitch, okay." Gonna make me show you how to do squats anyway. So I'm I'm short, but this is how you do it. You squat, legs, put your legs at your feet out, kind of you're pigeon-toed a little bit. Oh no, the other way. What's the other way?
No,
not pigeon-toed. You want to be
yeah, a little bit
anyway,
out. Yeah.
Besides the point.
Yeah.
And
point
so I showed
your
her,
toes out.
Never talk to her again. I'd see her around. And then I was like doing some kind of free weight stuff, and she like I had my headphones in. She tried talking to me, and this is like 6 months later. And I'm like, hey man, I'm like, what? Sorry, I didn't hear you. And then she just like, I can't remember what she said, but I was like, okay, she's talking to me, so I might as well try to ask her out, right? So I just like asked what her name is and like what she did, and she said she was like in between jobs or something. I was like, hey, well, I got to keep working out, but I'd like to, like, grab a beer with you. Like, or would you like to grab a beer? That's usually how I phrase it.
Yeah.
I'll say, would you like to join me instead of, can you come with me, please?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then she's like, yeah, sure. Here's it. She gave him, like, her number to me and stuff. And then I usually wait a couple days.
Yeah, everyone's
know,
got the rules.
yeah.
Everyone's got the
Yeah,
rules.
I got to
Yep.
wait a couple days. You don't come off too desperate or needy. And then, and I think it was a Monday, and then the Tuesday I went to the gym, so the next day. But I saw her. So it's like, oh, I might as well just go up to her and ask her when she's free, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I go up to her and I'm like, hey, I can't remember what her fucking name is. I'm like, hey, like, when are you free next week? And she goes, I'm busy all next week. And I'm just like, I just took it from her body language and like the way she like said it. I was like, oh, okay, she has no interest.
Yeah.
So it's just like, why would you even bother talking to me or giving me your number? And then now I see her at the gym all the time, and she like avoids any kind of eye contact with me, which is just like, okay.
You know what it is, man? It's like it's a defense mechanism. It seems like just say yes and give the number instead of saying no.
Yeah,
like,
but why talk to the guy?
That's the problem is that they think it's like easier to do that and then just do that. What's the easiest part? Well, no, the hardest part is the right thing to do. Just say, hey, I'm not interested. You're like, okay, that's great. I'm not wasting my time. You're not wasting yours, right? Don't have to worry about it. But they just go, and this could be for guys too, right? This could be either or, not just girls. But they just go, okay, sure, and then they just bail on the date, or they make up excuses after excuses after excuses, and then just someone gets excited if they're going on a date. You're like, yeah, I got that girl's number. This could be really cool. Let's go out. Let's see how it goes. Just one date can, you can get to know someone a bit and see if that's right for you and her, and if it's not, you move on, right? But that's the problem, is that no one's willing to give it a shot unless they're just too timid or scared or whatever.
Or there's another dude.
Yeah, or there's another dude.
Like, there's so many stories like that.
Yeah.
Where it's just like.
But just say you have a boyfriend then. That's not a problem.
But I mean, it's like, because usually a girl will have like what they call orbiters. So they'll have dudes.
This is like playing the field, right? Like
no, it's like, okay. So for example, I'll explain what orbiter is. So an orbiter is there's a girl who has a boyfriend, let's say, but she's usually got dudes who kind of hang around her. Like there's guys who kind of orbit her who are
okay. So
single.
like second, and third string boyfriends essentially.
Yeah. So when a girl is starting to get a little bit iffy about her guy, she'll start lining up the next guy. That's just usually how it goes.
Greasy.
Yeah, well, I mean, is
I'm
it
just
really
kidding.
crazy? So the guys will try to make their move. Like that's kind of
okay.
What
Okay,
I mean.
so what Christian's saying here is Ashley's got some more orbiters around her.
I hope not.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Why would you name drop my girlfriend?
No,
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
No, but I mean just in general. So you don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Like for example, there's this girl I was talking to. I matched with her twice on Bumble.
Okay.
So the first time I matched with her, she she has to say, hey, what's up, whatever. So I'm like, hey, I usually try to keep it like pretty short, like a little bit of rapport, and then hey, let's get together for a drink or something. So I get her number, and then she just like, I'm like, hey, let's get together, and then we set a date, and then every time the day came, she broke it. She did like 2 or 3 times. So I was like, okay, whatever, whenever you're free, just let me know, right? So I just delete her number and whatnot. And then a couple months later, I match with her again. She says, hey, on Bumble, and I'm like, this girl has no idea. She just doesn't remember that she talked to me before. So I pretend, I go along with, hey, what do you do, blah blah blah. I know exactly what she did. Yeah. Down to what her thesis was.
Oh my god.
But anyway, oh shit! Now I lost my train of thought.
So
so we're just talking,
you matched
right?
second time.
So she's talking. I'm like, oh hey, what's your number or something? So she gives me her number and I text her. But then she messages me on Bumble saying, oh, this is kind of awkward. You're already in my phone.
Duh.
And I'm just like, yeah, I know. I just didn't want to say anything. Or she's like, oh, this is awkward. I'm like, yeah, mostly for you.
Well, then don't make it awkward and go on a freaking date.
Yeah, and then I try to make it, I'll try again.
Yeah.
Try to make a date with her. And then she breaks it. And
Yeah,
then I was like, okay, you know what? Enough of this.
That's it. No,
Enough of this, right?
Yeah.
And then, on Facebook, it says, like, people you may know. So I saw her.
And she was on it.
And I clicked it, and then it says, in a relationship with so-and-so. I'm like,
whoa.
this is like recently too. I'm like, I'm not butthurt about it, but it's just that's what I mean. But that guy was probably orbiting, and then
so she kind of had a she was
she
gonna have
had
a thing with someone else. Yeah,
which is
Okay.
like, that's just how.
I think that's just one of the worst feelings in the world, is just being ghosted.
Yeah.
I like 'cause you're just that immature that you just can't tell them that, hey, I don't want to go on a date with you, and you just leave the guy or the girl just wondering what the fuck is going on. I've I've been ghosted a couple of times, and it makes me feel crappy about myself.
Like, have you actually been
Well,
stood
it's-
up? Like, have you
yeah.
gone somewhere and then they just don't show up?
Yeah,
I've been
Oh,
stood up a
shit.
couple times. Sucks. Yeah.
Do you guys confirm?
The
this
first
stuff?
ever date I was ever supposed
Yeah.
to go on, I got stood up.
Really?
I got
Man, that
stood
blew.
up by Ashley's friend that first time.
Oh,
Yeah.
but yeah. So
Naming names.
I just laughed, man. Like the first time I got
was-
stood
honestly,
up, I just gotta
yeah,
laugh.
When
You're just
I got stood up, I was at the bar, and like the waiter walked up. He's like, "Are you waiting on someone?" I'm like, "The date canceled," and he's like, "Oh, well, your first round's on me." So I was like, "Ah, cool."
I don't need your
Nice.
pity drinks.
Yeah. I'd be
But
like,
sure, this is Saskatchewan in 2019.
Be calling an
Everything's
Uber right
expensive.
after that.
Yeah.
You get schmammered.
What about you? So you got stood up, you said, Matt.
Yeah. Well, the first ever date I was supposed to go on was when I lived somewhere else, and
In Swift?
yeah,
Oh, okay.
and I used Tinder because there wasn't any there was no one really my age, so I just used Tinder.
It's also small.
And then we had a lot of conversations, and we were supposed to go out, and I was pretty pumped because I was like, "This is my first real date." And then I got stood up, and it was kind of funny because we were supposed to meet at this restaurant, and this restaurant's just a local restaurant, but it was like, so we're meet up on a Sunday because she had to work until Sunday, and she had Sunday off, so we're gonna meet on Sunday. And then what happened is the restaurant was closed on Sundays, and I had no idea. I was like, "Fuck!" That was the first thing, and I just texted her.
That's your fault.
And then she didn't even try to she didn't show up. I was past the time,
Oh,
right?
Okay, yeah.
And I'm like, so I text her, and there's no response. I'm like, well, this is probably just not gonna work, like not working. So I just said, okay, well, have a good one. And I just walked home and I just laughed.
You just have to.
You
assume
gotta
that
laugh it
shit's
off.
going on.
Yeah, you
can't-
just gotta laugh it off. You can't get butthurt
It's
about
being
it.
ghosted by like one.
The
thing,
worst is
yeah.
when people like you'll tell some people and they all get mad and like that beep, and you're like, dude, I don't even want to think about it. Like, don't worry about it.
It's just something that happened. You learn from the situation. You move on.
Yeah, no, and
Yeah.
but those are good experiences to have because then you're just like, okay, well, it can't get really any worse than this. So like you've already gotten the worst, so it can only go up from there, right?
Yeah,
So,
I think that is probably, like you said, is more hurtful than someone telling you no. Like,
yeah, I would rather have just someone say no. It's a lot easier because then you're just like, okay, it's a short little thing. You're like, okay, whatever. But it's just like the worst is actually too like if you've gone on some dates with someone. And like there was another experience when I had on Tinder where I had gone on some dates with someone and it was going pretty smoothly, but then then there would be like, I don't know, and then she'd message me back later and let's go out again and this and that, and giving you kind of mixed signals. So you're like, it's like a roller coaster, and you're just like, well, I don't know like how I'm feeling. Like at one moment I really like you and I think everything was gonna go work out, and then one minute it goes just like it's crashing, right? So it keeps going up and down, up and down.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, I just want to know where we're at, and then you find out, and then that's like, why didn't you just tell me from the start, like, or why don't you like let me know sooner or something? Because it's just you're getting led down a garden path where you're like, there's always that hope, and when you have hope, it's the worst thing in the world when someone just crushes it because you're just like, oh, but I thought there was a chance, right?
Yeah.
And it hurts even more than someone just saying no from the start, and then you don't have any hope and you don't have any expectations or hopes, right? So
Yeah,
that's the way I see it.
That's the hardest part about all that. It's because you start to project your own attraction onto someone else.
But I get it too because like I mean, when you're in the age like your early 20s and stuff like that, like no one's had really experiences of having to tell people hard things before. You know what I mean? Like that's
They
another
should
thing.
teach that in school.
Yeah, but really, it should be taught, honestly, because
Seriously, no.
like it's like you have to have those conversations with people and set expectations because no one has those experiences, so they're just trying to make everyone happy, and I get it, right? But at the same time, it hurts a lot more for the people that get, instead of just getting rejected from the start, they get led down this path. So that's where, I mean, I learned that pretty quick, but I learned that through work. That's the only way I learned it. So.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you, Jason? Have you used any of those kind of dating apps?
I mean, I did for a while, but you know what? I think one of the difficult things, especially us living in the prairies,
No,
here,
I know where this is going.
is we visual minorities have
Yeah.
a bit of an uphill battle to try.
But you know what, man? At the same time, like that is true. But I think the biggest thing is to like fuck those people. Then, like if you know what I mean, like that's what they're not. They're not worth it. They weren't.
I've
they're not
gotten
worth it.
decent
to begin
matches
with.
through Bumble and
Yeah.
through Tinder before, and I've been on a couple of those dates, and yeah, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of the girls here in the prairies are looking for the 6'2" burly full bearded, sort of plaid wearing gentleman, and I'm sitting there going, yeah, no, that's not me at all.
You know, that's actually really funny because my Bumble profile, like my bio, says, "Sorry, ladies, I don't fish, I don't hunt, I don't quad, I don't off road. I do cool shit and make cider." Because no, that's so true. As a visible minority, you're probably more visible minority than I am, but you know, even being like a short guy.
Yeah, that's tough too.
It's a little tough. I bought like I guess like through this whole like past year now almost, I've gone through this like transformational journey of like knowing things I didn't know before about like how to conduct yourself around women and how like attraction works. Because I listened to like a bunch of like psychology podcasts and it talks about like people won't change unless they experience something traumatic for them to switch. Because like I had met this girl on Bumble. Objectively, she's a wreck.
Yeah.
You know, you don't want to touch her situation with a 10-foot. Well, she's just hot. That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. And so this is before I knew anything, and I went out with her, and it just like clicked off the bat, I guess. And she like first like dropped her off. She's like, "You're not gonna get out of the car." And I'm like, "Okay, you want me to get out of the car?" So I got out of the car, and she like grabs my face, and starts like making out with me. Like, "Oh, that was pretty awesome." And then I'm not gonna go too far into it, but it ended up like her just like not liking me anymore, and it just like, and I was just like, what the fuck did I do? And I like went on the internet searching for answers because I was so fed up with all of it.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, oh, it's been so long since I've had like an actual girlfriend, and what am I doing wrong? And I just like stumbled across like a bunch of books, like specifically a guy named Corey Wayne.
Okay.
He wrote a book called How to Be a 3% Man. So it implies that only 3% of men. So like, what is that, like
97%?
Yeah, 97% of men don't know how to interact with women. And like he started laying out all this stuff in this book. I'm like, oh my god, this is what I was doing wrong the entire time. And then I like shifted my whole attitude, and like I started following what he said, and then I started reading other books, and I started like opening my eyes. I'm like, oh wow, this is amazing.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, and everyone has their own style, and everyone does things differently. Like, that's really what it is. Like I said, it's all trial and error. That's really what it is. Like from the ground up, is like you just got to keep putting yourself out there, and one will say, one will be the one, right? Like, really.
But you also can't keep making the same mistakes that you did before.
No. That's what I mean. Like, exactly. Yeah, that's the definition of insanity.
Like fucking talking to a girl for 3 days and then telling her you miss her. Oh,
yeah.
That's like, a bad idea.
Like, for example,
telling a girl you love her.
When I first met my current,
I'm not that crazy.
my current and only girlfriend. I'm such a player. I'm just kidding. But anyway, so when I met my girlfriend, we met at a bar. We were talking for 4 hours, but we had something kind of in common from the get-go. Like, there was something that we could talk about and have conversation with. A guy I work with. Like, what? Yeah, because her friend, that was her brother-in-law, was the guy I work with, and that was like her best friend. So, we had just talked about that, and we were joking around, having a good time, and normally, like, I kind of did what you did, like, take a 2-day break or something, then text the person, see if they want to go out. And I just, what I had done so many times where it was just, like, texting the person and just having meaningless conversation, where I was like, you know what? I remember I was with Rael and Sylvan, and we were out on the patio having a beer and nachos, and I was just like, you know what? Screw this. And I just said, right off the get-go, I'm like, hey, I really, enjoyed our time last night. I think you were really cool. Can I take you out for a drink? That's the first thing I said to her. I didn't even bother making quick conversation or anything like that. I'm like, I was just so tired of it that I just did something different. And clearly it caught her off guard. And she was like, I can't believe, like, now that we're together, she's like, I can't believe you said that. Like, it was so weird.
I know, decisiveness.
But then she just said, okay. And then I got, essentially canceled on 3 times, and I was like, you remember that? I was like,
yeah, I remember.
I'm like, okay, I don't even think I'm gonna like go out. And then we finally got it, went out. I left you guys go for bowling for a bit, went on the date and came back, and then it worked out. Like, even then I wasn't sure, and then I thought I screwed it up at the Rush game, like our lacrosse game.
Didn't you get really
schmammered? Yeah, dude. And then I went, and she was working at the bar. She was working at the bar. Yeah, she's like, come meet me at the bar thing.
Oh, no.
And I was so hammered, like I couldn't even talk, man. And then I can't believe they actually served me alcohol too. But yeah. And then I was like, oh, I screwed that up, and I didn't even talk to her for a week. And then all of a sudden, I get a text message at 9:30 at night on a Friday. And I was just like, oh, this is the one day I'm just going to chill at home. And she's like, you should come to the Outlaws. Me and my friends are there. And I was like, And I was like, I don't really, like, I'm not drunk or anything. I don't have, none of my friends, I think, like, everyone was kind of had plans already. I'm like, well, I got to go by myself. And I
think you asked me to go, and I was like,
yeah.
I'm in bed, dude.
And I think you did. I did, yeah. Because I think I asked you and Jordan, and you were both busy. Jordan didn't get back to me.
Of course not.
Fuck you, Jordan. I'm just kidding. But anyway.
It's not like he listens
Yeah,
to us.
anyway.
Yeah.
So, I ended up going, and there was like 8 of our friends there, and it was just me.
Oh, you got surrounded.
But I just said, well, screw it. What? I got nothing to lose, so I just went there. And then I was like,
That's Billy Town.
and then it went really good. Like, it was so much fun. And I was like, well, do you want to ride home? And she got a ride home. I gave her a ride home, and we actually went on like a legit second date. And then it was just smooth from there. So
yeah,
it's random. I'm lucky, man. Like, I'm very lucky. So I mean, but that's how it worked for me. But that's what you got to do. Is you just got to keep trying, and then eventually it pays off.
Yeah,
because it'll work out in the end, right? And
yeah.
There's a saying by Adam Carolla, like that comedian, where he says like dating is like walking through doors. He says it works out when a woman opens the door for you, but if you walk up to the door, it doesn't open, go to the next one.
That's
It
pretty
shouldn't
much
be that
100%. Yeah,
But for some reason, guys like me
Smack
like
their
to listen. I was gonna say smash their knuckles on the door until they
And-
bleed, but I guess the head analogy
you
is
know what?
better.
Part of it
more
is
accurate.
too is from how people when they're growing up in those teenage years too, where they've had bad experiences with boys being pigs and stuff like that. Like, that is part of it too for some girls.
Yeah, I mean,
There's
like,
always assholes out there, right? There's lots of assholes. So
that's how sort of little boys express their like affection. At that point in age is where they poke fun at the girl, or pull on their hairs.
It's
and, like,
but
that
it's
kind of
like
stuff.
even more to extent like where you're pinching their ass without their permission, or grabbing this or that without their permission, like when they're
I
like
think
17
that's like certain
and stuff.
guys though, because
Oh, yeah.
That's I don't think that's
But,
anybody
but,
like.
but that could like
I've seen it before in the
Yeah.
8th grade. Oh yeah, I saw that
yeah,
all the time.
but
I
that
was
could
like, man,
that
that's
could
not
make
good.
a girl think that all guys are like that. That's what I'm trying to say. Is
Oh,
like
okay, yeah.
they might, but there's the few assholes that ruin it for everyone, right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say. So,
Oh.
and I mean, I don't know. I'm not a girl, so I don't know. I don't know, but I'm sure.
Are you sure
they've
about
got-
that? No, just kidding.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
remember-
yeah.
It's something to that point, but I remember one time I got invited out to the bar with this girl, and she and her sister and her friends were all were at the bar, and I showed up to meet her, and I walked up and I sort of put my arms around what I thought was the girl I was meeting.
Oh no.
Turns out it was her sister, and
Honest mistake.
yeah, but it didn't win me anything that night there, and things just sort of went south from there. So
Oh no.
yeah.
You know what the key was though too for my success, I think, is that I had kind of given up on always trying so hard. I just said, you know what, whatever, and I didn't even think about it. I didn't even worry about like trying to pursue girls.
I think
it just kind of naturally happened. I got like maybe that's just what it is, but like for me, but I know that other guys have said that too. It just kind of happened. Like you just like, oh, okay.
I think one of the things I sort of realized, I gotta stop trying to like overly impress the first
just
couple of dates
and
or
it's
something like that.
Well, just be yourself, man.
That and like I'm treating first dates now as I want to go do something. Do I want to invite this girl to come along with me?
You know what I always thought of a first date is the first date's the best date, because the first date you can't really fuck up.
Well,
Like
you can.
Well, you can. It's either, but the chances
about
of
your
you
mindset.
really like, you just talk and you're just trying to get to know the person. It's really a platform to, you're interviewing them, but then you're also, giving your answers and who you are too. So it's like a mutual interview, right?
I find that like what Jason said about trying to impress someone like right away. It's in my opinion, nature takes care of attraction.
Yeah.
So if they're on a date with you, you just have to assume there's some kind of attraction there. So
Oh, of course, yeah.
So you
So
just
that's
let
my
them,
thing.
because women like to talk.
Oh,
They like
that's
to
yeah.
talk. So you have to do what they do 80% of the speaking.
Yeah.
And you just
you
sit there and you just keep.
Okay, yeah, that's great. You
Yeah.
just add in little bits.
And
like
then you
you're
got to listen though. You
participating.
actually and then you got to follow up with questions too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You gotta
as long as you're
actively
actively listening,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
the key thing. But like, you don't have to say a whole hell of a lot.
Well,
You just
that
get them
shows,
talking.
but that's good though, because then that shows that you're interested too, right? 'Cause
But
you're
also it
listening.
leads like a sense of mystery. Like
Yeah.
with on your side, like because they don't.
And then
know,
once
like,
you've
it's
been-
like, wow, they did all this talking, but she
Once-
didn't really find out much about you.
Hopefully,
Which makes
Ashley
her
never
more
listens to this, but once you've been dating for 2 years, you're like, yeah, and you're like, I don't know what you just said. I'm just pretending that I'm listening.
That's like pretty standard, honestly.
I mean, honestly, at work, like when I'm not paying attention,
JK,
I'll
actually
just
listen to
like, yeah, and like every one of the girls at work now knows like, okay, he didn't hear a fucking thing.
You know what? That's okay, because I was listening to a Joe Rogan podcast today with Ann Lederman. She's a comedian or whatever. And throughout the entire podcast, she was referencing Elton John, and because she's been listening to a lot of Elton John, and she's been kind of like mimicking his like style of clothing with like leopard print and stuff.
Yeah.
And then like 3/4 into the podcast, she mentions Elton John, and she's like, in Joe Rogan's like, wait, when did you mention Elton John? she's like through this like entire podcast. He's like, and then he looks to his producer. He's like, wait, did she?
Well, he was probably so high though.
I don't know, but he's like, oh, I guess I just wasn't listening. so
But normally he's a pretty good listener.
That's what I mean though. So
Yeah.
it's like, you know, you're human, right? You don't.
Of course, yeah. You're gonna.
And honestly, sometimes there's
gaze
shit that the girls talk about that are just absolutely boring, and you're just like, oh god, just shoot me.
I find that when I'm dating like several years younger than me, that like I start to tune out on certain parts of their conversation. Like I'm 26, 27, and I've went on a couple of dates with like 20-year-olds and 21-year-olds old, and it's like certain things they talk about, I just sort of like zone out a little bit because like I can't relate.
Yeah, well, it's because your lifestyle changes when you get older too, right? Like it's just
like
starts to
different
wave.
trends too. Like my sister's birthday's today. Actually, she turned 22. She's got internet friends. She's got like Instagram friends and people she talks to from like England and stuff.
Yeah, it's insane.
And like and communicates with them, like, and they like know each other. And I'm just like, wow, like I'm not. See, I don't know about gaming, because I know you guys game.
Yeah,
so I don't
well,
know if
I
you guys
mean,
have
I mean,
gaming friends, but
yeah, I mean, just like I stream on Twitch, like 3 times a week.
Plug it now. What's your?
All right. Twitch.tv/Buddy Jayson.
There you go.
nice.
but like the last one there, like I have a couple of, I guess, like followers that come in on a regular basis, and we chat, and most of them are from, you know, England, Scotland, Ireland, and stuff like that. That's pretty cool. The last stream I had, I got rated by like a semi-famous.
Yeah. So, like, rating is when like some streamer has all his viewers watching, and then he goes, "Hey, I'm signing off, but watch this guy's stream."
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
that's
so
that's pretty.
yeah,
That's
like
awesome.
like 250 people showed up in the middle of
That's
my
huge,
stream.
man.
I was like,
awesome
yeah.
ego stroke.
yeah,
shit.
it was, and
Yeah.
it's just super humbling and stuff like
That
that.
means that he's
It's like-
checked you out before. That's
I would have
awesome,
shit
man.
my shorts. Like, oh god.
Yeah, well, no, like, all throughout the thing, it's like, oh shit, I went from, you know, 2 people watching me to 250 people watching.
Guys, I got to
I got the pressure on me now. I got to really perform. It's like, I don't know if I can handle this pressure.
What were you playing?
I was playing Hearthstone.
I don't know
card
what that
game.
is.
Yeah. It's just
It's a
it's like
card
it's a card game based
It's like
off
World of Warcraft card
World-
game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Yeah, and like I was just because like those types of game are fairly like relaxing and like easy to get into. So like after work or whatever, I can just toss that on, play a couple games against random strangers, no pressure or whatever. I'm like, all right, well, 2 hours have passed. Cool, thanks for hanging out with me, and I sign out. And most of the time when I'm streaming, I'm usually drinking too. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it helps. You loosen up, right?
Loose butthole. Yep.
yeah. All right, well,
Tight
moving on from meeting girls. How do you guys feel? I want to ask, how do you guys feel about like long distance relationships? Like, do you think they're possible? Do you think?
I did it once. It's hard, but also as like an immature boy. But really, I was an immature boy till like a year ago.
Yeah.
And I'm still.
I still think I'm immature.
Oh man, I mean, I think I'm emotionally stunted.
But like I'm 26 now, so you go back 6-7 years, yeah, you know, that's probably worse. But no, it was possible. I think I went and saw. She was just outside Calgary, and I went there a couple times during the semesters. But like it was hard, and I'm not gonna go into how that shit went down, but like it did go down. So I mean, it just depends on the person, like who you're dealing with, because there's some people who can handle it, and there's some people who just cannot, and they'll just be like, okay, I can't do this, I need to like go fuck somebody else or something.
Yeah.
The only way I really see it possible is like a couple scenarios. Maybe if that person's constantly traveling, they're not like stuck in another city. So like say like it's a long distance relationship, and that person's job is to go abroad and go to different countries. Say they're teaching in different countries like English or something. I think that's a scenario where it would work, because they're not always constantly in a hub with other you know, where you get that opportunity to meet other people.
Yeah,
and I think the other one is like if you've been in a relationship for like 5 years already, and you know you're really truly committed to each other. I see that being as a platform, like even and depends on the age too, really.
Yeah, that's
like if you're what you're looking for, right? Like if you're in college, it's gonna be pretty hard.
Yeah.
But if you're already graduated and you know what you want and this and that, and you're on the same page, I think it's definitely doable. But when you're young and you know you're experiencing college for the first time, and you're going to all these parties, and all these guys are hitting on you or girls are hitting on you, there's gonna be temptations that you might be just out of your control, right? And not that they're right. They should never, it's still not right to,
No, it
cheat on someone, but
Yeah, because like my decision, I'm leaving the country in a couple of months, and like, I still go on dates here and there. It's just I feel like I don't really want to start something that I can't finish, right?
yeah. But I mean, it just depends on the person, right? If they're willing to accept that, and they know that you're, say, like leaving the country, but they know your time frame, and they still want to be in contact, that's not a big issue.
Yeah, you always leave like a
Yeah.
foot in the door.
Yeah, like you could, and if she's willing to come out and see you, or you're willing to take off a
That's
weekend to
pretty
go
hard,
see
though.
her.
Like, even if you met a girl tomorrow, you've only been dating for 3 months. So
Yeah,
that's
but
the tough
it's
part.
all about them knowing what they're getting themselves into, right? And if they're willing to be committed to it, that's the biggest part.
Yeah.
So if they're willing to commit to it, then
Yeah, because
should
that's
be
like my
fine.
sister and her boyfriend. My sister moved to Halifax because her boyfriend was in law school at Dalhousie.
Okay.
So she got a job at the hospital there. She's a physio. And then she got a job teaching at Dalhousie, teaching physio. And then he finished law school and moved to Calgary
holy
to do his
shit.
articling. So he's there now. And she just had quit her job, like recently. And then got a job in Calgary in respiratory therapy. Left her teaching job, left all of her friends that she'd made over the past 3 years, and moved to Calgary for him.
Yeah,
That's a big commitment.
Yeah, so but they've been together for like 7 years. They've traveled.
That's
all
the
over world
difference,
together,
right?
So that's
Yeah.
the difference, I guess.
yeah, that's the
But-
difference.
So now they live in Calgary together finally. So
Mhm.
because before that he was living in Red Deer. The last time they lived together was in PA like 4 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, they've been all over the place. He was a journalist for the newspaper there, covered sports.
Cool.
But anyway,
With
yeah,
a
like I
lot-
said, it just
yeah.
depends. It just depends like on the situation. I think like where you are in your life. Like obviously, the chances of a 20-year-old couple, if one moves away
Yeah,
for
never-
college
no.
versus a
It's-
30-year-old couple, one moves away for work, it's different.
Have you ever heard of the turkey dump?
The turkey dump?
Yeah.
No.
So when all the students come back for Thanksgiving, they usually dump the significant other that
Oh
is gone.
my god.
Because chances are they've met someone by then or something like that.
Maybe is that an American term? Because I feel like
It's
the
American term,
okay,
yeah.
Americans have
Yeah,
a
it's-
little
Yeah, I don't know,
longer.
because like,
Yeah.
they got was it Black Valentine's Day or something like that? You break
Yeah.
up with the girl right before Valentine's Day, so you don't actually have to commit to anything.
Yeah.
You know, as you used to try to time that, I'd be like, oh god damn it, I don't want to get in a relationship right before Valentine's Day. 'Cause I have to do something.
Yeah.
You know how much of a schmuck I was at one point? One time, my parents go to Maui every single year, so I used to take care of the house. And in February, and I knew these two girls. I was attracted to both of them, and they both had boyfriends, obviously. And I invited them over to my house to make them dinner because their boyfriends weren't going to do anything for them. That's how much of a schmuck I used to be.
Jesus Christ. Jesus
I,
Christ.
and not just made them dinner, I made them Indian food, which Indian food is a labor-intensive process.
Chicken
that's-
curry?
Chicken
it's
curry.
a lot of spices.
Tikka masala?
It's and not like the out of the jar shit. It was like from scratch.
Yeah, your hand grinding.
Chicken
shit.
biryani?
Oh, not hand grinding stuff. You
Okay.
know, I give different spices put together, but that's how much of
Do you make handmade samosas?
Yeah, so like I was just it's just I've been thinking and going on dates and stuff like that, and it's just I don't know if I really want to start something that I can't finish, and if I'm down in the States for 3 to 6 months or so, then that's it's
It just
probably-
depends.
You know
it just
what?
depends on the person too, right?
You know
Like,
what? If you, because you're going to Seattle, right?
Yeah, I'm going to Seattle.
Yeah, that's what he told me on the way over here. You might actually have a really good, not specifically just you, but I mean just like when you go to a big city
Yeah.
with Tinder or Bumble,
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's a way different experience.
Okay.
It's
Yeah.
like, have you ever gone to a big city and turned
Oh,
on
I mean,
Tinder?
I've been to like Calgary and Edmonton, but I don't know.
Yeah, those are semi-big. It's just that you just get like boom, 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 match.
it's a lot
I
more.
went to Winnipeg with my dad once
Yeah.
for the Grey Cup.
lot more selections.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter how many selections are in Winnipeg. It's still Winnipeg.
Yeah.
Well, I know, but I'm just sort of just saying the odds are higher because
Yeah,
there's just
because
way
of more
more people. So you
It's
just
it's a numbers game.
yeah.
So I was in the hotel, and I matched with this girl on Tinder. I was like, boom, 10 in a row. I was like, holy fuck, I'm a stud, right? And then I'm sitting there with my dad eating breakfast. My dad goes up to the thing, and all of a sudden I see one of the girls I matched with. She's working as a waitress or whatever. She sees me, and I'm just like, oh god. She walks up, has a little piece of paper, and slips it under my plate and keeps walking. It was her fucking number.
Ooh.
And I was just like,
Ah.
oh my god, Saskatoon fucking sucks.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
I think she was also. I think I followed her on Instagram for a while after that, and she's also a wreck. But anyway,
Oh,
besides,
yeah.
but that guess the point being that when you go to bigger cities,
Better
See,
options.
I mean that's
More
that's
options.
that's cool. It's just I know like me moving out to bigger cities, there's also a more influx of like Asian people.
I knew
right?
that was gonna.
Right? The thing is, I don't know. I'm not attracted to other Asians. It's weird.
No, I've actually heard that before. I have a really good friend who's Filipino, and he says the same thing. He's like, I'm not attracted to Filipino.
I mean, I can think certain other Asians are like, pretty and stuff like that. It's just, I'm not attracted to Asians. I don't know if it's like it reminds me too much of family or something like that, but like it's just it does nothing.
Actually,
really for
that's
me.
very valid because there's some girls I'll see that are like Latina, and I see too much of my sisters in them. Especially if they're out around like the 5'2", 5 foot mark.
Yeah.
Like darker complexion. I'm like, no, I squint. You look like my sisters. I can't do it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So
Everyone has preferences. So.
But yeah, not my sisters.
Well, yeah, that's what I mean. You want someone that doesn't look like your sisters.
Yeah. It's just like it'll be interesting going out there. I think.
Do you ever get family pressures?
For a while there, back in a little bit, there was sort of pressure, like my mom and my dad sort of putting pressure on me and my brothers, because like my dad's a bit of a heavy smoker and a heavy drinker, and my mom's always been a little bit worried about his health, and my dad would always go, you know what, I'll give up drinking, I'll give up smoking, whenever I have the grandkid, and the wife says. Your wife says, you can't do that around the grandkid. That's when I'll do it. So my mom was sort of pressuring us a little bit then, and now, nothing. My mom's like, I don't care. Like she always wanted grandkids and stuff like that, but now she's like, I don't care. You guys do whatever the hell you want. The weird thing is, my mom goes, don't bring any Asian girls home.
No way.
Yeah. And then my dad goes, bring an Asian girl home. I think your mom will like it. And then I'm sitting there going, I'm getting mixed messages. Like,
yeah.
Actually, it's really funny. My mom says the same thing. She wants to see me bring an Asian girl home. And I'm like, you know what? I don't run in those same circles.
Yeah.
I would if I could, but I don't run in those circles.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
No comment back.
Yeah.
No
I have
comment
nothing
back
to say to this, really.
I mean, the only white man at this table.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah, because I know that those like.
Which
I
means
come
I'm a
from,
minority right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
No, because I come from that like, not like my dad's Indian, so he came from that family, and when he was like dating my mom, that was kind of an issue a little bit, just because my mom like hadn't gone to college or anything at that point, and like, so there was like pressures from that side.
Isn't your grandma like a doctor?
Yeah.
Yeah. Super successful.
Yeah. See, my parents don't care about the significant other's education or anything like that, because like they never went to college or anything. They were laborers and stuff like that. So they put pressure on me and my brothers to go to post-secondary school, but like whoever we brought home, it didn't really matter to them. The only thing that really scares me about bringing a girl home to my parents is my mom always wanted to have a daughter. But she got 3 sons instead.
Yeah.
So I remember a couple of times when my older brother brought girls over, my mom got very attached to these girls.
Oh.
And when my older brother broke up with them, it kind of devastated her. And I'm sitting there going, I don't know if I'll ever want to bring a girl home to meet mom. Like
Oh, don't let that stop.
Yeah, don't let that word. Yeah. Don't let that bother you.
Well, it's better than the other way around.
I get what
where
you're saying, though.
Your mom would be a nightmare because there's nothing worse than like a monster-in-law, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're ever to settle down with someone and then just that tension sucks.
I think that's also very important, is that you like your significant other's parents.
Yeah. Preferably.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
It's kind of fascinating, eh? Like when you think about it, like it's all about finding some random person that you've never ever met before, and then trying to hope that there's a spark and a connection, and then from there you actually start a relationship. It's really weird when you think about it.
Have you ever heard of that saying where it's like someone's fucking your future wife right now?
Oh my, yeah,
Not a saying, but it's like a meme. It's like some disgruntled man.
Yeah, it's like it's pretty effed up, man.
That's like the incels.
Well, like
okay, I guess.
Do you guys ever think of it like, when you just see random people and you're like, okay, like you see a random person like at a grocery store and all that, and you're like, so our city is like 250,000 people, right? Or 300,000.
Yeah, closer.
So you see 300,000, right? The odds of you ever seeing that person again are so small. And you're like, I'll probably never see this person ever again.
Oh, really? I was going to say hi.
Well, you think so, but like
maybe, yeah.
Like it's higher than like going to like Dallas or anything like that, or
Specifically
like
Dallas.
Toronto. Well,
Yeah, I know, like a big city. Yeah.
Like they're even smaller than, but it's just like, it's just like when you think about it, like, oh, I've just saw this person randomly, or it might be like a beautiful girl or whatever. If you're if you like guys, good-looking guys.
So funny.
But you know what I mean? Like, it could be that, and you would never see them again. Like, the odds of you actually ever seeing them
because
again
that was the basis of the sitcom How I Met Your Mother, right? Is like he's going on about his life and telling his kids how he met their mom, and like there's like certain incidents where like they literally pass by each other or shit like that, and it's like. It's kind of weird just thinking about it. Like, hey, you're sitting on the bus or something like that, and like the one of these girls on the bus is going to be could be your future wife.
It's just so weird and random.
Yeah, then it's not gonna. And it's so funny. I do this all the time. Before I go somewhere, like to like a social event with people, I'd be like, oh, maybe I'm gonna meet my future wife, and then I'm like, fuck, I just jinxed myself. It's not gonna happen.
I don't like walking into any situation with that sort of mentality. Like, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
But that's hard because it's like, don't picture an elephant. Fuck. You just did.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah, no, it's crazy, dude.
No, I think about that all the time because that same Filipino friend we used to like drive around, and I'd see like a hot girl across the street, and I'm like, well, I'll never see her again.
Yeah, it's just so random. You're like, holy shit, like.
Some girls. Oh, I've heard that Saskatoon's actually known for having just like an insane amount of hot girls. Because I used to bartend, and I had this. There's this guy used to come in all the time. He was from Houston originally, or he still lived in Houston, but he was like working for Cameco or something. And he's like, man, there's so many hot girls here in Saskatoon. I'm like, are you crazy? And I'm like, what about Houston? He's like, no, Houston's dry, man.
I mean, it's all personal preference too. Like,
and I'm like, that's
all he has to do is like I don't know how far is Texas from California?
A decent amount.
Yeah, it's probably like a
how many states over you think?
3-hour flight. Like, you'll have to go from Arizona, or you have to go from Texas to
Arizona.
Probably through New Mexico.
Arizona, Nevada, and then California.
Okay, so like let's say four states over.
I think
just go to Coachella for 3 days, and you'd be like.
Yeah, but I mean, like, at that point, you might as well just go on Instagram, right? Because that's what Coachella is. It's
yeah, but
how did you meet Mom? Oh, she was high on Novocaine.
Yeah, that's all you have to do.
She was tripping balls.
She was tripping balls.
I liked her picture on Instagram, and she hit me back.
Have you actually ever met a girl on Instagram before?
I've messaged, like, I've hit like a couple of times.
DM,
no, I didn't slid. Like, I've hit like a couple of times. The girls, like, message me back. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
Are
like,
these random girls? Are these like girls you never?
I mean, there's like there's this one cosplayer down in San Diego that I've been chatting up a little bit, but it's just so unreal to me. Like I'm just messaging her through my phone, right?
Yeah.
It's not like I'm ever gonna.
Just be careful. She might say, "Hey, if you want to see more pictures, you're gonna have to spend $250. Click on this link."
Oh,
just be careful. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
It's just there's just like this sort of like
no,
like,
that's the plenty of fish experience.
Yeah, I mean, like we have similar common interests and stuff like that. We like talking about the shows we watch and stuff like that, and like the trends and stuff like that.
Nothing wrong with having a friend too like that. Like
it's just us talking, but like. It's again like me staring at this phone talking to this girl who apparently has 150,000 followers or something like that.
Really?
Yeah.
And she's talking to you?
Yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, and it's just we just talk, and it's like if I ever met her in person, like I don't know if I ever want to do that. Like it's kind of like
does
don't
it get
meet
sexual?
No,
you don't have to tell me. I guess. Well.
I mean, it in bits here and there, but like
I'm just trying to get a gauge of the conversation. If it's like, is it super friendly? Sorry,
it's super friendly, but it's just like I don't know if you know the term weeb.
Dude, I was gonna bring mochi.
Okay.
And give it to you guys. I'm like, eat up, you fucking weeaboos.
But like she's like super she's a super weeb, and I guess me being Asian might have played a whole role into this too.
Are Asians allowed to be weebs, or is it specific to white people?
I think it's white people.
What's a weeb?
It's like
you don't. Oh
no. Okay, you know what?
Is it about
a weeb
people?
is basically someone who's really into like Japanese culture and stuff like that, but they're not Japanese. I mean,
gotcha.
It
could be anything.
It's like me. I'm wearing a shirt with Japanese writing on it.
Gotcha.
Rael. I would
Rael's
totally
definitely a weeb.
say
Fuck,
Rael
Rael's a weeb.
is a weeb.
Oh, if he's here right now, just like, does he watch anime?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, that's all he does is watch
I
anime.
love anime. It's great.
It's super.
It's
cool
awesome storytelling.
Yeah.
There's a weird social.
It's just sometimes the storytelling is a bit weird.
Yeah.
I can't. The only like anime I've ever really watched is only like it's not even anime, but it's what's it called? Castlevania on Netflix. Like, that's the farthest.
I mean,
that's an intro.
we tried to get you to play Doki Doki Literature Club.
Oh my god.
A visual novel, and Matt was just
anime
not.
visual novel. I just
Man,
don't
do you have
understand
Amazon
it.
Prime?
Yeah, I do.
Do you have Prime Video? Have you ever tried looking at the animes that they have on there?
No.
They're like, I think like B-list animes, if there ever was a thing to exist.
There's totally a B-list anime.
Dude,
I tried watching this one. Okay, what is the term in Japan for a person who's like really good at gaming? They're given like a name. They're like, all they play is games. It's like, it starts with an O.
Oh, otaku?
Yeah. I tried watching an anime about that, and I got about an episode and a half in. I was like, I can't do this.
It's just some
so
weird
dry.
ass.
South Park ruined anime for sure for me.
How?
With when they were like the ninjas and all that, and they go, hey, let's go, chichachu.
Oh,
They have
no.
that song, Let's Fighting Love. I'm just like, yeah, it's too
they're-
funny. I can't take it
They're
seriously.
probably making fun of like the American adapted shit like Yu-Gi-Oh and
Oh,
Digimon
it's just so
and
funny
Pokemon.
though. I just love it, man. Oh,
No,
It's funny.
my intro to anime was Initial D.
Oh, initially so good.
Because
Though.
yeah, it was the whole
It's like
thing.
super like cool cars drifting around corners on
Oh
these
yeah,
mountains. And
it's
stuff
so
like that.
good. It's so funny because you drive an 8.6.
Yeah.
I guess the only thing that would have been close to me is like Sailor Moon when I was a kid. Like I remember
Yeah, those
watching
are
Sailor
those
Moon,
are all
Dragon
those-
Ball. I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are
and
those
Dragon
American
Ball.
adapted ones that
Yeah.
were on YTV.
Yeah, exactly. That's all I watched. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
But yeah, you know, like just messaging with this girl. This is just so like I'm staring at a picture. Like I haven't met this girl. You know, it might be a possibility of me going down to the States, but I highly doubt it. I mean, it's like the saying goes, you know, never meet your heroes, kind of thing.
Well,
I don't want
Unless
to
they'll
ruin.
fuck you.
I kind
But you never know if they murder people.
Yeah, I just kind of don't
yeah.
want to ruin the illusion, right?
Well,
Of course, she's like, trust me, it's
if-
worth
if-
the murder.
If they murder you, you're just a unlucky son of a bitch. Yeah. That's so
But I
funny.
mean, like, what are the chances that 2 serial murderers get, you know?
Wait, what?
I gotta go, man. I gotta go.
We're happy only 4 people listen to this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. No, it's funny
Actually,
you said that.
you're
because-
probably right. I think it is like 4.
No, I mean, either way. One time, I'd met this girl on Tinder.
Yeah.
Right. Fucking smoke show. I actually, you know what's funny? It was like one of those things. It's like, yeah, you're not fucking real.
Yeah.
And then I swipe right, and then later I matched with her, and then she messaged me. I'm like, but it wasn't like, hey, baby, follow this.
What's your Skype?
It actually
yeah,
wasn't
yeah,
that?
Yeah.
Oh,
what's your WhatsApp or whatever? But
Go on
was
my
like,
Kick app. Yeah.
she was like, so we're just started. I'm like, okay, like for a while I was like, hey, you're not real. And then she was like, oh, I'm like I live out in Shields, like out by Blackshop. I'm like, oh, okay, you're not a bot. If you're saying you're living out in Shields at Blackshop,
Yeah.
there's no. Did I tell you that story?
No.
Oh God. Okay. So I got this girl's number and like this is like a couple of years ago, and I would like, you know, we text back and forth all the time. I'm like, hey, we should meet up. Oh yeah, sure. And then she would bail at the last minute, but then
Yep.
would keep talking to me, right? And then we were supposed to go to Garth Brooks. And I'm like, all right, cool. And she like tagged me on a post on Facebook and stuff with her and her friends. I'm like, all right, sweet. This is going to be sick. I'm going to go with her and her friends. And then I think like her brother committed suicide or some shit. And I'm like, and so she couldn't go. And I'm like, oh God, what the fuck is happening right now? And then I ended up like talking to her on the phone and like sounded normal. Like, but I tried to look up her name on Google. Like, I'm just trying to research the fucking
yeah.
shit out of her. Nothing showing up. I just have her Instagram and that's it. Long story short, I talked to this girl for a year and a half and never saw her.
Holy shit.
I know.
Wow.
I know.
So does she not really exist?
I don't know.
She
That's
could've
the
been-
thing.
I think. I mean.
You know what, it could've
past
been
it,
actually-
you don't care anymore. But like,
Dude,
for
what if-
me at that time, I would have been like, those friends that were tagged in that same post. I'm like, all right, that's my next lead.
Yeah, actually, you know what the funny thing is? She has tattoos, and she says she got tattooed at a place. What's that place on Broadway? There's like it's a really famous place. It's a place. It's a.
I don't know.
Anyway, so that's where she said she knows the owner or something. So I look up the place, and then it says the owner. Like, doesn't it? So that matches up. I was this close, very very close to go in there and ask if she knew this person. And then I was like,
Wow.
that, and then I was like, okay, that's just insane. So I dropped
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
But like, still, I talked to this
Holy
girl for a year and a
shit.
fucking half,
Wow.
Whoa.
and never saw her.
That's freaky.
Well, I bet you what it was. I bet you it was a girl that wasn't
hot.
wasn't hot. I bet
Her name
you-
is Amanda Dillon. Fuck you. Apparently,
Like maybe
So-
maybe she was hot and then wasn't anymore, and
she
she
was.
Or-
I actually had her on Snapchat too.
So she would snap you.
I can't. This is so vague, but like this is the hard part. It's like, was she real? I talked to her on the phone. I had her on Snapchat. I had her on Instagram,
Yeah.
but I never saw her.
Amanda Dillon, if you're out there and you're listening,
Fuck you.
fuck you, but also
Let us
Christian
know.
single.
Let us-
So
let us know.
no, let's get back on track.
Let us know
here.
if you're real.
Yeah.
Let us know if you're real.
Hit Christian up again. I mean,
We have a platform where thousands of million people listen to us every day, so
What a
we will
guest
find
star,
out.
eh? That would be an awesome guest star.
We'll bring it up on Reddit.
Oh God.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how much of a
Subreddit
schmuck
entertaining podcast.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. We don't actually have a Reddit. I'm just kidding.
Well, now we do.
Yeah. Just something I want to go back to. Christian, you said you like trying to meet girls at gyms.
Yeah.
I find myself trying to pick up girls at the grocery store.
That's actually a really good one too. It's I can't remember. I think you're just supposed to make small talk with them.
Oh yeah, it's well, most of the time I hang out in like the ethnic aisle.
Oh,
and like
fuck.
Oh my
and like when
God.
girls are starting to pick, I'm like, that's the one you'll want, and it's like it's better. What are you trying to make? And you know, like,
Is it like Chinese related?
Oh yeah, it's
okay,
it's
it's
like,
not like
they're trying to pick out like soy sauce or like
Okay,
like,
so it's not
something
like
that.
Madras or something.
Yeah, I'm not standing next to like the Indian spices.
Oh, that'd
going,
be so-
that's what you'll want.
You know what? Most prairie girls wouldn't know the fucking.
Imagine some dude trying to pick up chicks at Victoria's Secret or something.
Actually, you know what? That's not a bad idea. Actually, well, actually,
might
I've
be a
heard
little
of
weird.
though at like regular clothing stores
Yeah.
because women love to give their opinion.
Oh, that's a good
So
idea.
if
So you
you're
asked
at,
for the
like,
opinion. So I think
bootlegger.
Lululemon would probably be a really good choice.
No, all of them have boyfriends, probably.
You never know.
Well, you never know.
Never
I would
know
try
until
like a
you try.
bootlegger,
Bootleggers.
or
Shout out to bootleggers.
or
You know what I've had
Blue Notes.
a pretty good
Blue Notes would be a good
success
one.
rate at is the fucking SGI.
What?
The girls behind the counter.
Not the person adjusting your car, adjusting
no.
your insurance.
No, the girls behind the counter helping me out. I think I've
Which
gotten,
one do you go to?
You've actually
I've been to
found an
several.
attractive insurance agent.
Yeah, the
I thought that's pretty
actually,
rare. I've never seen an
what?
attractive
You know what?
insurance
You know
agent.
what? I don't care. But like, there's this one girl that I'm really trying to work on is at the Cherry Insurance in Stonebridge.
Cherry. Yeah, I know where that is. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a blonde girl there, and then
Oh.
I've been trying to do that, but like
Have you? Does your
So how, like, what was your like? Did you get her number?
I know I'm still working on it.
Oh,
I'm
you're still
working
just
on it.
trying to.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
this
I'm
is
still
the
working on it.
5th time you've had to renew your license in the past 4 weeks.
Wow, you must
No,
have
no,
a-
Oh, that's
yeah,
crazy.
no, it's more like there's my car stuff and then like my parents' car stuff. Like basically any excuse I can go to the
Yeah.
fucking
SGI.
shit to go get.
Any
claimed.
excuse I can go to the SGI, I take it. Like I'll renew.
I have to admit, that's
This-
pretty hard. It's not like your
this-
local grocery store where it's like a cashier. You
This
know?
lady like has like a lineup of 20 guys, and then there's this one person, like one dude, who's like, I can help the next person. They're like, no, we're all good. We're all good. We're all good.
Something out of
This
a
is so
terrible, like,
rare.
mid-
This is so
2000s
rare.
movie.
Yeah. Yeah,
Alright.
but like yeah, surprisingly, the
Do you know what her name is though? You don't have to say the name, but just do you know the name?
I want to say I do, but I'm not 100%
Don't,
sure.
don't those people have to wear name tags?
No, they don't.
Did you
Oh,
look
but
at her
if
finger
you-
at least?
Dude, they would actually have like the
Oh, you
help
looked
to
at her-
buy.
okay, yeah.
They'd have a help to buy thing as well,
A what?
No, they don't.
don't they?
No, you're thinking of like if you want to go to the cashier or something
Yeah,
like that, or
yeah,
a
yeah.
waitress, then there's their name on the stuff. These
You
girls
know
are
what you
just
should do? Do you follow that USAS Confessions?
yeah.
Okay, honestly, go in there, post who's the sexy blonde girl who works at Cherry Insurance in Stonebridge, and someone will tag her.
Okay.
I did that once with a girl at Earl's, just cute Asian girl. Oh my god, I saw her and I was like, holy shit. And then I went on the USAS. I'm like, who's the girl? the
Some dude's like, that's
I don't
my
know.
sister.
I don't know how. I can't remember how I described her. And then someone tagged her, and then I see her on Tinder all the time, and we never match.
Okay.
Oh,
Well,
damn it.
If she's Asian, I'm pretty sure I might.
I don't know. What she, I
White,
think she's some. I think she's like a probably like an Indonesian Filipino
Okay.
mix, which is
Yeah,
that's tough
whatever.
to-
Yeah, whatever.
some sort of Asian.
But like, yeah, for some reason,
She have glasses?
there's
no.
Oh, I thought
There's
she.
been
Thought so,
a couple of girls I've gotten the numbers from SGI.
What the
Which
fuck?
is weird.
Okay, like once again, are you sure these are girls that actually work at SGI? I've never seen this ever.
know.
I need
No,
to
that's
stop
true.
renewing online.
Yeah.
Fuck.
No. There's the pretty blonde at the Cherry Insurance in Stonebridge. There's another pretty blonde and a brunette at the Hoffman Cool on Lenore.
Hoffman. What the fuck?
Hoffman Cool is the biz, like it's the
On Lenore?
How many insurance places are you going to in a month?
not in a well, I mean
On
Hoffman Cool.
Lenore, that's like way up.
Yeah, that's that. See, my work's up there.
Oh,
so
you're
I
on
have to go-
51st.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
on 51st.
okay, yeah,
so
yeah.
like
Okay,
I
Taco
go
Del
there.
Mar.
Yeah, well, Taco Del Mar is not there anymore.
What?
It's a walk box.
Shit.
Also, just to let you know about that Taco Del Mar, it was ran by some like chubby Asian guy.
Okay.
Apparently, he creeped on a bunch of my employees there.
Through the wall?
No, not through the wall. He was ordering smoothies or something like that, and the girls were making the smoothies, and I guess they didn't notice or whatever. Well, he left, and a lady walked in right after them. It's like, yeah, he was taking photos of your asses.
No
I remember
way.
we were heading out to New Zealand.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you remember this, but like on the drive from Saskatoon to Calgary, we stopped partway through because everybody needed to take a fucking piss in the field for some reason.
Yeah, I had to take a piss.
Yeah,
and
I think you guys were taking a piss, but like me and Ray, like I got a phone call. It was like, hey, apparently the manager next door at the Taco Del Mar has been creeping on us. I don't know what to do about this. And I'm like, well, I'm headed to Calgary to board a plane to New Zealand in 12 hours. I'm like, I don't know what the hell I can do to help you, but
yeah.
Call the owner and see if he can do anything.
Isn't that where Sylvan lost his iPod or something?
Yeah. He had the classic 160 gigabyte.
You can't
iPod.
get those anymore.
Yeah, exactly. Dropped it in the field there.
Wow, what an idiot.
'Cause-
Sorry, Sylvan.
I think he had it in his pockets. He went out to go pee too, and when he came back, it wasn't in his pockets anymore.
Yeah, that was a long day. Yeah.
Oh, that must have sucked for that flight because that's what you were relying on.
You know what? Sylvan's never flown before too.
Oh, I remember that. I listened to the podcast.
Yeah,
where you talked
that
about
was part of his first flight was the Calgary to Vancouver and Vancouver to New Zealand, and like, I don't know. You've never flown before. Why the hell would you choose a 14-hour flight to be part of your first flights?
Yeah,
And
going
you know
on
what?
some practice flights, I guess.
I mean,
go
like,
hit up a Transat Air or whatever.
That's
Yeah.
where you use Tinder's New Zealand.
Go to.
did you?
Yeah, you do have a story about that.
Do you?
Yeah, you do.
When
You
we were
better
in
tell it now.
Wellington?
No.
In Wellington?
Yeah, that's the story, but it
Oh,
wasn't.
Matt's
That wasn't
getting
Tinder
all
though. That wasn't
Okay.
Tinder.
No,
Fucking
that was
hate me.
that was me.
That was at the
Oh,
bar
Fuck.
in Wellington.
That was
yeah.
a bad night for me.
Yeah, he would. Yeah, that was the ice cream
I
incident.
got so because
Yeah.
my father is a bit of an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And growing up, it's like, okay, I want to drink like dad. So my older brother did that, and he far and above exceeds the way my father drinks. So I'm like, all right, I have to match my older brother now. And like, I remember, when did we start drinking? We started drinking around dinner time, right?
Yeah. So essentially, the breakdown of the whole trip, like we were there for like 14 days, so everyone or 10 days, sorry, or something like that. So everyone, there was like 6 of us. Everyone got to do their own thing on one day. So the whole group would do whatever that person wanted. My whole thing is I just want to get smashed and go to the bar hop and in like a big city, right, in New Zealand.
Yeah.
So we started pretty early. I think that was the night where we played the golf game, right?
Yeah.
So we're playing the modified version of the golf game where you like chug your,
We
if
get
you
a pint.
take 3
We show
zips
up at
and
the bar.
finish your drink. That's everyone's got.
We show up at the bar and
Oh, sorry, seconds, right? You have to chug a beer.
You have to chug a pint. You
Yeah.
have to chug a pint, and how many seconds it takes you to
Chug
chug
the
that pint?
pint.
That's par for the course. That's
Yeah.
what gets you out of the thing.
So like
and
3
drinks-
seconds or something.
Yeah, so like I think Matt did it in 3 seconds. I did
3
it in
seconds.
5.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
The gullet
and like,
on this guy.
And,
Holy.
and
Yeah,
like-
it's pretty impressive.
Shots are worth a certain amount of strokes. Pints are worth a certain amount of strokes.
Yeah.
Mixed drinks are worth a certain amount of
Real
strokes.
did 50 seconds
50 to chug
A pint.
because he doesn't drink beer. So it took 55
seconds.
50
And you know what?
seconds.
I-
So we all had like me and Jason did a shit ton of
Did you get a
shots.
bathroom break in between there? Because
No, you can go to the bathroom at any time.
Yeah. But you
like-
just got to finish like
just gotta finish
the
the drink.
hole.
No,
you
that's
gotta-
what I mean.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Just
Like,
thinking at 50 seconds.
no. I'm pretty sure Ray went, put it down for a couple
I was like,
seconds
"What are you
and then-
doing?" I was like, "Just keep drinking," and then he just kept drinking.
No, and like-
fuck, it was like 50. Like, why the fuck are we at 50 seconds?
Yeah, Matt played designated, like I call it designated hitter, right?
Yeah,
it's
it's
the guy to
DH.
get you out, right?
Yeah.
Matt played it for a little while, but I played it for most of the night. And I remember, I must have, like, my go-to for shots is usually 3 wise men, right?
What is that? Oh.
Jim Beam, Weiser, and Johnny Walker.
Oh, isn't that
Gross.
called 3 Horsemen?
3 horsemen. You can
Oh,
even
okay,
you
same
can
thing.
go I call it 3 wise men,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And just because 3 the biblical thing, but whatever.
Yeah.
So like I would go through. I went through so many fucking shots.
I think
that,
we
like-
only did like 3 stops, and then
no,
like,
we did 3 stops, and then after a while,
and then
the group
everyone
broke
just didn't
up.
want. Yeah,
Everyone
so
just
then we,
broke up.
so we
Really?
kind of broke up. We just kind of went to bars,
'Cause
but no one
me-
wanted to go to the club with me.
Me,
Really?
Matt, Matt, and Ray continued to drink. 'Cause
Yeah.
we went to the strip club.
Yeah, Kevin. Yes, we did. We went to the strip club
'Cause Kevin-
because Rail never been to a strip club before.
Yeah, Kevin, Connor, and Ray, or no,
Sylvan went back. Sylvan went back to the hostel, and then Kevin and Connor just went wherever.
Yeah,
they're
we met
our
up with
friends.
them.
They were
Yeah,
a part
we-
of the trip.
we-
Anyway,
we met up.
Anyway, it doesn't matter. Everyone, no one knows who they are.
I
anyway.
remember.
But anyway, so
we
yeah, they
started
went
dr-
away.
We started drinking at like dinner time, like 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it was 6
something
o'clock,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
And like when we got to the strip club, which was probably around 8 o'clock, it was like super early.
Yeah, it was
for strip
pretty
club,
early. Like it was
right?
still daylight
Yeah.
out.
It was still daylight out.
Ray liked it though.
Ray had a great time. If you
Fucking
if you
Jason's
ever,
an
if you know-
asshole.
I'm so sorry about that.
Jason's
but like,
an asshole.
you know what?
Oh, so there's this stripper that comes up to me and Jason, right, and starts talking us up because she's trying to get a lap dance, right? She's trying to get some money and some income. Really nice, some income. You know, she's trying to make her.
She can buy her bananas and
She's
milk.
trying to make a living, right?
Yeah.
Really sweet person and really nice, right? And she keeps talking to us for 20 minutes. And then Jason just goes, I can't do this anymore. He just leans into me and goes, I can't do this anymore. I gotta go. And he just walks out the strip club. I'm like, you fucking asshole. I'm stuck with this person. She kept talking to me for another 20 minutes. I was like I didn't want to lap dance or anything. I'm just like, yeah.
That's weird.
Hey,
I thought they were trying to push
in
it.
So I was just
in
like
my
this. I was like,
defense-
hey, do you want to get a shot? She's like, sure. I got her a shot. I'm like, okay, I gotta go see ya. And I just
In
That's
my
funny.
defense,
You
that
were
was
hammered.
after that was
Yeah.
after Ray's minute long fucking chug, and I remember doing like
Yeah.
6 shots of
we
fucking
did a lot of shots. Yeah.
whiskey,
Yeah.
and we went to the thing, and I was so drunk, I was out of it. I was like, it was 8
It was a
o'clock.
pretty. It was a pretty shitty
8
strip
o'clock.
club.
Yeah.
2 hours had elapsed.
Yeah, 2 hours had elapsed
Dude.
out of this, and I'm like, I'm so fucked out of my mind. I don't know what the fuck is going
Yeah.
on. I kept reaching into my pocket just to check the
I
time.
think you
'cause
got
I was
free.
like,
I think you got a free drink at the strip club too.
we did
Yeah.
get a
Yeah,
free
but
shot.
you pay like $20 to get in.
Yeah,
no,
that's
no.
exactly what it was.
The guy gave us coupons to get in.
Oh, really? They have those like Vegas?
It was weird.
Oh.
But like we got in. We got a bunch of like.
I think we had to pay
Monopoly money.
$5. I think we paid $5.
We got a bunch of
Yeah.
Monopoly money to
Yeah.
use in there. Like we all took a shot and we all sat down. And Ray was at the girls doing their thing.
Yeah, the show
thing.
part. Yeah.
And then me and Matt just sat down, and I just remember going, "Holy fuck!" Like I'm fucked up. Like what the fuck is going on? Like what time is it? And I kept checking. Like I wanted to check what time it was. I reached for my phone to check the time, and the bouncer's like, "Hey, you can't have your phone out." I'm like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And then me
Or
and my
like
drunk
videos or
yeah,
something?
me and my drunken sister were like, "What time is it?"
Oh no.
And then he just kept yelling at me, and I'm like, I turned to Matt, and Matt's talking to the stripper. I'm like, man, I can't do this. I need to get out of here. Or like in my head, I was like, this guy's gonna throw me out. This guy's gonna throw me out because I'm all fucked up and I'm checking my phone, and he doesn't like that. I gotta leave before things happen. So I stood up, or no, I leaned over to Matt, and I'm like, Matt, I can't do this anymore. Yeah, I stood up and I walked right to Ray. I handed him all my Monopoly money.
Yeah, like here you go, buddy.
have fun, and I just booked it out of there.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and I was just like, what the fuck?
This
And
is-
then I'm like stuck talking to this girl for 20 more minutes because she wanted to take
Wait, where
me
was
for.
Real this entire time?
He's at the table, like still
He's
watching
himself?
the
No,
dance.
yeah, he's
well,
at-
he's at the like where the dance is going, and the stripper stripping.
table.
He's one of those
Yeah.
guys.
Well, it was his first time at a strip
Do they
club.
have $1 bills in New Zealand, or what do they have?
Well,
No,
you
they had
get, like,
coins, but
yeah.
like we had Monopoly money.
You
that
get
he
like
was
free
making
money.
it rain.
Did
So
he
like,
flick 'em at them? Like,
No, no,
I think what we
it
did is
wasn't-
I think we
flipping
paid like it was like a $10 entry, but we had a coupon, so we only had to pay $5, and then you got the dollars. Like
You got the
those
Monopoly money.
money.
He was making it rain with the Monopoly
Yeah.
money.
So
Would he actually?
yeah,
Oh, I would have thrown him
so,
out.
but there's like 2 other dudes there too, besides Rail at the table. So he was just by himself.
I
Anyway,
think he motorboated a stripper. I think that was
Sorry,
his
we're trying to
highlight.
preserve Real.
sorry, Al. I didn't say that. That was not me.
This is what you get for
Anyway.
not being here.
Anyway,
Defend
Oh
yourself.
yeah,
So-
no. Like
so-
whenever Matt's not here, we make fun of him.
throw me
and
on
he
the
just
bus. Yeah,
fuck-
everyone does that. It's
Yeah.
fine.
That's why I choose to have this podcast at my place, so
Yeah.
I'm in control.
But
like-
yeah, so then essentially she was trying to get me to go in for a private dance, right?
Yeah.
That was her goal, and I was just like, I don't want to have a private dance because I know how much a private dance
How
is.
much is it?
Oh, they're at least $100.
Well, that's not that bad.
Yeah, but when you're on a budget in New Zealand, you're like, I don't want
Do
to
you
pay.
get to touch?
Well, I don't know.
Probably probably not.
Probably not.
I remember one time
in
when
Montreal.
I was in Europe, like when we were in what the fuck is that place? Czech Republic, the big city there, Prague.
Prague?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Prague. Yeah. One of our friends had a birthday there when we were backpacking Europe.
Yeah.
So we went
Was it
into
Calvin?
yeah. So we went
That's
there.
just a guess.
So we went there and we went in for a private dance, and we were on a strict budget because we were there for 2 months.
Yeah.
And we went there, and these girls come up and they're just like touching your chest, and you're like 19 years old, and these ladies are at least like 30, right? And and then my buddy's like, hey man, can I get one? I'm like, this better be the best fucking birthday present. I'm like, hey, how much is it? They're like, 100 Canadian. I'm like, this better be the best fucking birthday present you ever fucking get, because I'm on a strict budget, right?
Yeah.
Like we're supposed to spend like $30 a day. I'm like, happy birthday. And then he goes, and it was like 10 minutes. I was like, I spent $100 for 10 minutes, man.
Yeah, what did you expect? Actually, it's funny. I've never been to a strip club, so I can't even.
Oh yeah,
There's usually no touching. But anyways,
yeah. No, when a pub dance, you're allowed to touch.
Okay, I have to ask. Was the bouncer like Maori? Like, was he like?
No, it was a white guy. It was
dude.
a white guy. It was a huge white guy.
Massive dude.
Because I was watching a lot of that Thor Ragnarok behind the scenes, and Taika Waititi talks about how he based Korg off of the typical Maori bouncer.
What did they call? They call him something else. What was the name that they called?
I don't remember.
Then I just can't remember. It was a weird name.
After that, we left the place. Ray motorboated the girl.
What?
Yeah, he motorboated the girl.
Well, she kind of just went up to him and grabbed his face.
So it was free.
No, he spent all
he
of
was
his Monopoly
giving the
money.
Monopoly money.
That's not real money though. Wait, did you have to like go to an ATM and you put in a card and then out comes Monopoly money?
No.
Like
we walked
as soon as you get entrance into the place, they give you. They're like, here's your package.
Okay, so it's free.
It's part of the entry fee, so they give you that to tip the dancers.
Because they get income off that. Their small change is coins. Just like us.
So if they collected that everything they collect, they get a piece of that in actual cash at the end of the night.
Do you know if you go to strip clubs like in Canada, like Montreal, they have a game where you can like
they have funnels like pointed in the G strings and stuff like that, and you can play hoops.
Yeah, but not even funnels. Like my buddies told me, she just like the girl like because all my friends went to Montreal, not to Montreal, to like Edmonton during like February break, but I was always gone, so I never went with them. But they told me that the girls would just like get up there, take their G strings off, and spread their legs and like spread their labias, and you just throw loonies in them. Like really? No, I've only seen girls money in your mouth, roll like posters of themselves or something like that, where they stick it in there. Oh yeah, and then they give it to you after.
Yeah, you're throwing coins in there, but like we left the
so we left
club.
that, and then what happens? We went to another bar. And then from there, we end up meeting this, I think it was Australian guy or English guy. Remember?
No, he was in New Zealand because he was from there. Yeah.
Okay, he was some crazy
and Connor
local.
Bonded over with him because
they were in engineering.
He hated the Aborigines in New Zealand.
No.
Yeah.
And Connor hates the natives here in Saskatoon.
Yeah.
So like they bonded over that. Like, hey, they're just sponging off of us. And
hate's a strong word, but they dislike.
Well, there's no subtlety here.
Yeah. But anyway, so they had like that in common, and then they were both engineers, I believe.
Yeah,
was the
something
other thing.
like that. And I remember.
Jayson, we were at a McDonald's, and Jayson ordered an ice cream, and he got really emotional. I'm not going to go into detail why.
No, it's fine. I was complaining about my ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, so anyway, he was like really
us.
sad, right? And he had this ice cream.
I kept trying to eat it.
But
and I kept like dabbing
on his shoulder and then jabbing on his cheek. And I'm like, you're a mess, man.
That's so funny.
I convinced Rael to come with me to the club. Like there was this dance
going with
all these girls. Yeah, and then Jayson somehow got in because he was so hammered. And then we get in there, and then Jayson's the only one who would dance with me. Like we would go dance and just have a fun time. And this girl kept on coming up and trying to dance with me, and she was very attractive. I'm like, oh sweet. And then I kept on trying to dance, and then she would just tease because she was just being a tease, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, damn it, like this is so awesome, but what am I supposed to do? And then I grabbed Jayson, like I'm like, what am I supposed to do, man? She's just teasing me. He's like, just go for it, man. And I'm like, okay. And I go, and she teases me one more time. I'm like, I gotta go, man, because I was like, where am I gonna take her? I have 5 other guys in my dorm with me. There's nothing I can do. And I just gave up on the situation. I
remember. Just go to your place.
Yeah. I remember that club because we had lunch there, or when we first arrived in Welling, we had lunch there.
Yeah.
And the waitress that served us reminded me of one of the girls that I had hots for back in university, and I was trying to work something out there. But I remember when we went back there, I was so fucked out of my mind. I remember I was dancing and stuff like that.
Dude, you eventually left the club without me knowing. Where the fuck are you? Yeah. And then there was this huge club right beside it, and there was giant windows, and I see you like dancing on the steps. I'm like, what the fuck's he doing in there? So I had to go get him because he was so hammered, and I was the only one left. Rael left, went home sick.
Yeah, no, he went home sick because he had enough to drink. But I remember,
so I was the only other one besides Jayson. I was carrying Jayson over my with his hand. He's so hammered.
By the end of the night, he was dragging me home. I remember we stopped at like some falafel place or something like that just to get some water. But like I remember that because like we were dancing, stuff like that first bar, and I thought, I don't like any of the girls here.
Yeah. So
you know
just
what?
Left.
I'm just gonna move on. I thought in my mind, I went, hey Matt, let's move on.
Yeah.
But apparently I guess not. I just walked out, and like, you know what? I'm thankful that I didn't lose my passport because like
Yeah.
it was in my breast pocket.
Why would you bring that with you?
Because that's the only.
That's
form
your
of ID.
ID. Yeah.
you can't bring a Saskatchewan license.
No, they
Whoa.
don't believe it.
Yeah.
What do you mean they don't believe it?
Connor wouldn't fucking walk around with his passport.
I had
ID.
to carry it everywhere.
Yeah, and like.
Well, dude, you have a fanny
anytime-
pack or something?
Anytime
Okay.
we went to grab drinks.
Yeah, you're not getting girls then.
We.
Well,
anytime
no,
we went-
not night. You put it in your pocket.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
went to go grab drinks at bars and stuff like that. Or like
Yeah, you got
restaurants,
ID'd
and like
with
they're
it.
like, yeah, we can't take that. We have to take your passport.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. That makes no sense. I've gone to many places, like when I was in Taiwan.
Really?
Yeah, they asked me for ID, and I would give them my ID. Oh, okay, cool.
Okay,
Well,
well,
this
they
New
would only
Zealand
they only
fucking
take
assholes.
our passport.
What happened to Commonwealth?
Well, that could be
camaraderie?
a specific restaurant. I don't know.
No, it was everywhere we went there.
That's bullshit.
Because Connor wouldn't. That's one of the reasons why Connor wouldn't go drinking with us that night was because he didn't have his passport on us, and he was like, "Well, fuck this." I'm like, "Okay, well." He had to go back and grab it, but never showed up because Chelsea called him.
Do they understand the concept of in the passport it says you're supposed to keep this like in a safe? You think I'm gonna bring this to the club?
No,
with me?
I remember just like flashing it like a fucking
if you
FBI
lose
badge.
that,
No, you're fucked.
You're fucked. Like you
Yeah.
have to go to the Canadian embassy and hope maybe they'll help you.
Yeah, but like I remember just flashing it like a fucking FBI badge. I'm like, let me in, let me in. And the guys were like, okay, cool. And I'm so glad that I was able to put it back in my pockets and not lose that. But I remember
Wow,
I walked away from Matt and I was like, cool. There's hot girls here, and I started dancing. And also Matt showed up. I'm like, cool, you followed me. And Matt dragged me. I was like, where the fuck did you go? I'm like, were you not following me?
I was like, no, dude, I didn't even know where the fuck you went. Like, you just left. I was
Oh my
like,
God.
what the fuck is... And I tried calling, like, I think that's where he's like... I called him, and he's like, Matt, where are you, man?
Calling
I'm
you?
at the other bar. Like, what the fuck's the other bar?
No, I remember that.
Yeah.
And I was like,
Guess we only had these shit. I had this shitty loaner phone.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
You
He had
a burner phone. A burner phone.
I had my phone, which was fine. I just input a new SIM card. But like Matt called me. I'm like, why the hell are you calling me, Matt? Aren't you here? And he's like, no. Where the fuck are you? I'm like, I walked outside and went to the bar next door. And he's like, what?
Oh my goodness.
And then
And
when
then
you
he
walked,
out
what a
and he's-
fucking
he's
mess.
just It was funny. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was fun.
This
It's a
makes
good
me
time.
want to like travel with you guys because I only ever travel by myself because my friends are a bunch
Oh,
of.
you
Hey,
gotta go
next time,
travel with
anywhere you
friends,
Oh,
want to go,
man.
just let me know.
no! Like
Yeah,
I'm going to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge in October
in October.
because I am going.
Is that
to
in California?
Yes, I'm going to cider school in October, in Washington State.
Nice.
And then-
You should go to
Washington
some-
State,
man.
man.
You
Washington
should go to
State.
some football games.
No, I won't have time for that because like it's like a 5-day intensive course. Like I'm talking like, have you ever seen those Somm documentaries about
Yeah.
wine tasting? This is what it's like. It's like you go through a 5-day course and you have a 90-minute written exam. And
Okay,
then
when
you have to
you-
do a sensory test after.
Oh, shit.
In front of
Damn.
people, and you gotta like describe the ciders and shit.
All right. When you think you're going? Like,
Oh, I'm going. I don't have my phone on me, but it's like my course is from the 21st to the 25th, and then I'm gonna fly out from Bellingham that night to
Okay.
Anaheim, and then I was gonna do Disneyland for like 3 days.
I'm going in January.
in January. Okay.
Oh, because Rise of the
California.
Resistance is gonna be open by then too.
Oh, perfect. Well,
There you
that
go.
wasn't my plan. I was just
See-
going because like Ashley's family, we're going to Palm Springs. So
So you
Then
we'll just
stop
go-
over to
yeah,
Anaheim?
just-
My
Yeah.
plan is to be down in Seattle from middle of October to basically the New Year.
you know, that's where I want to go. To Seattle.
Honestly, the only reason why I'm going to Galaxy's Edge is because I'm going to be in the States already, and I looked up flights from Bellingham.
Let me know
cheap.
because like I
to
can
Anaheim.
I can train
Super cheap.
down to Anaheim for like in 2 hours.
What, really?
2-3 hours, yeah.
It's on the coast
from
though.
Seattle?
It's on the coast,
No,
man.
like that's like
Portland?
Seattle's like pretty high up. there.
I might be wrong. I might be missing a zero in there. It might be 20 hours.
I don't think it's 20
No,
for
you can
train.
get like honestly, I think I looked up one-way flight from Bellingham to Anaheim, and it's like $130.
Oh
or
no,
something.
like I think me training down to from Vancouver to Seattle is only gonna be like $70,
Oh, okay.
and then I think a train
Oh,
down
is that what
from
you're doing? You're not just gonna fly into Seattle?
no because when I fly down to if I fly into Seattle, they want a return ticket,
Yeah, it's just
Oh.
and I'm not really sure when I
it's
want to
just
come
a
back. Right?
little
Right.
little
I-
more than 2
That's
hours.
a lot. Yeah.
32 hours and 15
Yeah.
minutes.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
oh shit!
so
I was
maybe-
wrong, but like yeah. I mean, fuck. I'd love to go.
Are you a Star Wars fan?
Yeah, huge Star Wars fan.
I listen to this podcast called Rebel Force Radio. Ever heard of it?
Yeah, I
Oh,
heard
it's
bits of it. Yeah.
fucking hilarious. I listen to it all the time. It's the greatest shit. No, so yeah, I'm gonna go to, and I'm like trying to like, okay, I have this buddy
Mm-hmm.
that I work with at my other job, and he's got like a full sleeve of Star Wars. Like he's like an insane
Oh,
Star
yeah.
Wars fan. Like
Yep. Yeah.
Matt knows him.
I kinda know
He goes-
him, yeah,
Yeah,
'cause
he
I
goes
saw
to
him
the
at
same
the gym.
gym or whatever, right? And I've been trying to get him to come with me. I'm just like, dude, you need to come with me. And he's like, it's too short of notice, blah, blah, blah. I was going to plan to do it in March if you want to go in March. I'm like, no, I'm not going to fucking March. 'Cause
You
I'm
mean
going
short
to-
notice?
Yeah, I mean-
It's like 3 months away.
Yeah, it's like
I know,
2
but it's just like, even like, and most of my friends just need like a lot of like time to like, you know, like
to plan things.
to plan things out. Like, oh yeah, that's too soon.
I just don't think some of them even really like to travel though. Like it seems like.
I mean, yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's true.
If I can find the time, I'd totally be down to go.
Yeah, because like I'm gonna my cousin lives in San Jose, so I was gonna try and get him to come, but that's all he's in school there. So end of October is like finals. I mean, not finals, midterms.
Well, I mean, Anaheim's not far from San Diego. I could try and meet the cosplay girl.
No, yeah, that's what I mean. Maybe you should. I'm assuming she might be a Star Wars fan. You could
Invite her.
Honestly, that'd be like a great date. Are you a Star Wars fan?
Shout out to that girl that we don't know who she is, but shout out to her.
Yeah. Shout out to what's her Instagram handle?
I don't know if I want to give that out.
But you want to give your Twitch handle again?
Oh yeah, it's totally. The Twitch handle is twitch.tv/Buddy Jayson.
There you go, guys. That's for everyone listening.
Yeah, join me Monday through
Good
Wednesday.
Good plug.
All right. You know what? That's. I think we'll call it here. I think
Sounds
we've had
great.
an awesome time here. Thanks so much, Christian, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank
for
you,
having me.
Christian, for
Hopefully
being the first guest.
Invite me back and
Anytime,
Of
man.
course.
I mean, we try to record these on a weekly basis.
Yes, we're just trying to be every
So,
week.
yeah.
because I want to be here when Dan's here because him and I have some
Every week,
shit
which
stories.
is like
Oh, yeah.
every Wednesday, when everything comes out on that Wednesday is
okay.
usually when it is.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thank you.
Cool. All right. Woo, that was fun.
What do you guys do for us tonight?
Nothing. This
I
is
get
it.
schmammered?
Kind of. What do you
Let's
wanna
fucking
do?
do it. I want to go and get schmammered.
You want to go get schmammered? Yeah, let's go get
go to the
schmammered.
bar.
Honestly, all this like talk about New
I
Zealand.